Sorry, we're getting the camera set up. Happy Thursday morning to you. Thursday, March the 23rd, we have NCAA basketball back today. Hang on, sorry. Trying to fix the old camera. There we go. Now we're good, sort of. Are we good? Yeah, we're okay. Hello. Welcome. Thanks for being here. Appreciate all of you. It is an early Thursday morning, Thursday, March the 23rd, 2023. Here in Indianapolis, it's dark outside, but we've got rain, some thunderstorms on the way mid-morning. So a kind of typical spring day here in Indiana. So what we're going to talk about this morning on the sports show is March Madness is back. MLB had a couple games yesterday that they were less than 2 hours. Amazing. Now the score was low, 2-0, and I think 3-2. But some of these Major League Baseball games in the past had gone 3.5, 3.25, 3 hours and 50 minutes, 4 hours and 15 minutes. They took forever. So the fact that Major League Baseball has sped things up, got the rules kind of a little bit more configured a little bit differently is a huge deal. Now, this was a great point, I think, by CJ Nitkowski, or somebody. I want to give them credit because this is not my idea, but I love it. Can we get rid of the pitch clock and the hitting clock in the ninth inning when there's a game less than 3 runs? Because somebody did a study, the World Baseball Classic 2 nights ago, how great that was at the end there. Somebody did a study or something that said almost every single pitch Ohtani threw would have been illegal because he took his time, he was getting signs. Trout took a few seconds to get in the box. It was one of those where it was going to be basically an illegal pitch almost the entire inning. So I like that. I think it's a great idea. I love the pitch clock. I love the whole idea of let's speed these games along because it's so important to keep it moving. Let's keep it going. But if you let the teams kind of relax in the ninth inning, you're not going to be adding that much time. You're really not, because in the ninth inning, it is all about strategy and it is all about those last few pitches and last few hits to win the game. I love that idea. I think it is a great idea. That would be my recommendation. If I was running Major League Baseball, I would say we're doing the pitch clock. We're doing everything we can up until the ninth inning. And it has to be a close game. I'd say like five runs or fewer, pitch clock goes out the window. Also, since we're on Major League Baseball, they're on such a huge high from the World Baseball Classic. Such a huge event. Huge, massive. There are people watching baseball that don't care about baseball. NFL reporters and fans and players were all invested in this thing. How do you take advantage? Well, you got a lull now. We got a lull. We're going back to spring training. March Madness is coming. Free agency's starting to pick up a little bit for the NFL, even more. What do we do? So opening day is coming next week. One thing you can do, and I've complained about this for 2 years now, get rid of the stupid blackout. I live in Indianapolis, and I can't watch. If I would pay Major League Baseball money, I want your MLB, whatever we're calling it, Sunday ninth inning ticket, whatever we're calling it. I can't watch the Reds, the Guardians, the White Sox, the Cubs, the Tigers, the Brewers, the Twins, and I think it's the Cardinals or the Royals. And Major League Baseball's response is, well, you're within the blackout area. Who want me to go to those games? I'm not driving 8 hours to go to a Minnesota Twins game. I love the Twins. They're really fun to watch. I'm not going there. It's a struggle for me to drive 2 hours to go to Cincinnati Reds because we stink. It's my team and I love them, but it's difficult. I got a family. I coach sports. I've got a full-time job. It's difficult. So why don't you let me watch what I'm paying for? That's a big thing that I have. It is so frustrating that they don't let that happen. It's so frustrating. So Major League Baseball, I think, is going in the right direction with some of those rules, but you got to finish the job. You got to take it to the next level. And everybody is about the Sunday ticket for the NFL. They love it. It's awesome. Well, why don't you do something like that? Why don't you do whatever you want to call it? MLB Network does it sometimes called whip around. I think it's whip around coverage. Why don't you do something like that? I would pay to have a channel where you're bringing me highlights of the inning that just happened, the strikeout, the hit, or take me live when a big event's coming. Runners are second, third, one out. We're going right to Milwaukee. Let's see what happens. Oh, we're back to Cincinnati. Runner at first, tie ball game in the bottom of the ninth inning. That's the stuff I want to see. Why aren't we doing that? Why aren't we doing that? There are so many opportunities to get baseball in front of people, to take Major League Baseball to the next level, and it is so frustrating that it's not happening. But those people are smarter than me. All I do is run a 14-year-old team. So I hope baseball gets it together. I hope that they take it to the next level, and I hope it, continues to flourish. But the WBC was a great event. It was a great event. It was fun. A lot of people enjoyed it, and baseball season's here, right? Baseball season is coming quick. Okay. So with that, we also have March Madness this weekend. It's back. The Sweet 16 action is back. So tonight we have, let's see what we got tonight. Maybe. Okay, tonight we have Michigan State Michigan State and Kansas State. Michigan State is actually a 1.5 point favorite. This game is in Madison Square Garden in New York. I really like Kansas State. They're 3 seed. Michigan State's the 7 seed. I really, really like what they do. Their pace is a little bit better. They average 5 points more per game. Neither of them can shoot the three really. I mean, they're actually, Michigan State's on 8th in the nation for 3-point field goal percentage. I'm kind of shocked at that. Kansas State hits the glass, but they turn it over. I really like Michigan State. Watched them all year being in the Big Ten country, but I think Kansas State gets the job done. I think their point guard is unbelievable. And I really think that they win. So I'm picking I'm picking Kansas State. I really think that they're 1.5 point underdogs. So it's kind of surprising to me. I mean, they were getting beat by Kentucky, but they came back. Marquise Noel is the point guard. He is very, very good. He had 27 against Kentucky. Now, it's not our normal Kentucky team we normally see. Excuse me, but they're physical. Michigan State's physical. Michigan State hits a 3 right when they need it. So the defense from Kansas State will have to ratchet up a little bit more, but I'm picking Kansas State to, I guess, pull the upset. Now, here's one. Arkansas and Connecticut. Arkansas is the 8 seed. Connecticut's the 4 seed. Connecticut's a 4-point favorite in this. This one is in T-Mobile Arena in Las Vegas. I like Arkansas. I think they did a great job against Kansas. I know Connecticut, we're in love with them. They're going to make a little run, everybody's saying. But I think that Arkansas gets the job done today. Both teams are averaging in the 70s. Their pace is pretty good. Arkansas can't shoot the 3. They just can't really shoot the 3, but they're bigger down low. Connecticut, they're big too. They've been taking ownership of offensive boards. Neither team really turns it over a ton. Their offensive ratings, Connecticut is way higher. Their defensive rating is really, really solid for both of them. So in paper, it looks like Connecticut's going to get the job done. But I just think Arkansas was so tough to finish that game against Kansas. And I think that they will pull through tonight. I think they get the win. Connecticut started off absolutely on fire. January and February, they were up and down and up and down and up and down. And they started slow their first game here in this tournament against Marquette, against Iona. But they came back and actually blew them out the second half. And they punched St. Mary's in the mouth. But those are 2 viable teams, and they're both NCAA tournament teams. But Arkansas is a different breed than Iona and St. Mary's. So I think Connecticut's going to struggle with the physicality of Arkansas, and I think Arkansas gets the job done, even though they're an 8 seed. I think that they get the job done. So Florida Atlantic at Tennessee. Tennessee is a 5.5 point favorite there. Now, when you're looking at these two teams, Tennessee absolutely punched Duke right square in the face. They just squared them up and just were out physical the entire game. There's a great video of one of the Duke players getting ready for a rebound, and a Tennessee player came running in from the out of frame and just basically knocked him out of the way with a hip. It was a great hip check. Florida Atlantic beat Memphis, then they beat Fairleigh Dickinson. They are such a good team. Their coach is here from Indianapolis on the south side. I heard many interviews with him. He's a great dude, Dusty May. If you are a mid-major, or actually if you're a major program looking for a coach, he is the guy. He is really good. He has turned that program around, over 30 wins. This is going to be a great game. Now, can Florida Atlantic match the physicality of Tennessee? I don't think so. I think Tennessee is just too talented. I think that their guards will kind of match up really well, but I just think Tennessee is going to manhandle them down low. So I'm picking Tennessee to win. They're 5.5-point favorites. I think that they win and cover. Setting up a Tennessee-Kansas State game to go to the Final Four that will be really, really good. I would love Florida Atlantic to win. I think that'd be a great story. They're a fun team to watch. They are. They're fun. You've never really seen them that much before. But they are a really, really strong team. But I think the physicality of Tennessee gets the job done. And then the late game at 9:45, Gonzaga and UCLA. This is out in Vegas. The Drew Timme show for Gonzaga. I would have picked UCLA if I did a bracket. I did not do a bracket, but I love Tennessee. I think that they are really, really good, really, really strong. I really think that they are going to be really tough to get out of here, really tough to eliminate here in this tournament. Now, with that, they can't get in foul trouble. Their bench is deep, but not totally deep. And their last game, they struggled. They struggled to kind of put Northwestern away. Northwestern hung around. Northwestern's such a scrappy team. They demolished UNC Asheville. Don't even talk about that. But Northwestern, every time UCLA thought they had them dead to rights, they would make a little run and fight back, and then they fought back, took the lead in the second half. This UCLA team has so much experience, so much just size, and I really think it's going to be a great matchup. But I think UCLA is more talented. This is not one of the better Gonzaga teams that we've seen. So I really think that I think UCLA gets the job done. So what, in my eyes, we'd set up a UCLA Arkansas game to go to the Final Four, and a Tennessee Kansas State game to go to the Final Four. So game started at 6:30. We've got basketball all evening. So 6:30, 7:15, and then 9 and 9:45. So it'll be a great night. Looking into the world of college hoops. Can't wait. So real quick, one more thing before we get out of here and start our Thursday. Excuse me. Rain and weather. We got all kinds of stuff going on. Okay. Let's talk serious about my Colts. If you're not a Colts fan, excuse me, stay with me because this could be your team. We don't know what we're going to be when we grow up. We don't know. We don't know. It is shocking me. Chris Ballard's getting his third chance to rebuild this team. He's getting his third time of putting his thumbprint on, here is my squad. That's out the door. We all know that Chris Ballard's staying. Shane Steichen is in. Really, really happy about the hire. Excited. He's going to be fantastic. I think he's going to bring a different level of leadership, different ideas. This franchise has been stuck in the mud for 5 or 6 years. We can all blame it on Andrew Luck retiring, but the franchise, it's their fault because they didn't protect Andrew Luck. Andrew Luck would still be playing if we didn't almost get him killed every single Sunday. So that's beside the point. So don't blame Andrew Luck. Rotating quarterback doors. Jacoby was the guy. Well, no, he's not. We need Philip Rivers for 2 years. He plays 1. We're going to reinvent Carson Wentz. Carson Wentz is Carson Wentz. He looks like a Hall of Famer for 2 drives, and then looks like he should have been drafted for the next 2. Matt Ryan, he's got a couple more years left. He didn't look good. He wasn't mobile. His arm isn't there. So now you're stuck. 4th pick. And you're stuck again. We get the 4th pick. Panthers appear to be in love with CJ Stroud. If you watched yesterday, the pro day in Columbus, CJ Stroud was throwing and Frank Wright was right here he looked like the Bugs Bunny with the hearts in his eyes going up all day. They're picking him or Bryce Young. They say they're open to trades, but they need a quarterback. And Frank Wright already did this. He was here with this whole musical chairs of quarterback. So they're picking one. Houston's picking two, and they're picking a quarterback, right? They've got to. 3 is Arizona, and they're going to have a king's ransom to somebody to come up and get a quarterback. Now, you took the Raiders out because they got Jimmy G. Are they willing to pay a king's ransom to move to 3, even though they got somebody for 2 or 3 years? Probably not. The Jets are sitting there waiting on Aaron Rodgers. That's going to get worked out. The Packers have a quarterback. So the teams that will be moving up appear to be kind of dwindling. So we'll see what happens there. But let's say hypothetically somebody does move up. And then you're my Colts sitting there at number 4. Well, most years you'd say, that's a great place to be, number 4. I'll take it. Let's go. Well, not this year, because it feels like these other teams, we're going to have the 4th best pick of the quarterback, which stinks. Unless you're in love with them, right? Unless you love all 4 of them equally and you say, okay, that's fine. I'm just going to take whoever is there. I'm going to just have that person be my quarterback, whether it's Will Levis, whether it is Richardson, whoever it is that falls to us, that's our guy. Okay. Here's what I want to do. I want to draft Hendon Hooker from Tennessee. Yes, he's older. Yes, he's coming off an injury. That guy is an electric playmaker. He will immediately take that offense to a new level. Now, we're losing things. Mr. Gilmore got traded. Apparently, DeForest Buckner last night requested a trade, wants to go play for a winner, save like $17 million. What are you going to do with Kenny Moore? What are you going to do with some of these players? Here's my point. If you truly are starting over, here's the keys to the rookie quarterback, or here's the keys to the rookie quarterback for next year, and this is just a gap year, then what are we doing holding on to a lot of these big salaries? I love me some Shaq Leonard. I do. But is he coming back healthy? We don't know. Is he owed a bunch of money? Yes, he is. Ryan Kelly at center. His play has gone down the last couple of years. He's owed a bunch of money. Here's what I want to do. I love the Colts. I love all these players. They're great in the community. They're great guys. I love it. But the team has not been great the last few years. It just hasn't. So, since it's not been great, we're just hanging on to people out of sentimental value or out of sentimental reasons, right? We're just holding on to people because we want to hold on to them, and we're holding on to them because we think that they can do what we need to do to win. Well, that's one interesting way of doing business, but I would rather just say, we're going down to the bones. We're going to get rid of everybody with these high contracts. And frankly, we're going to kind of start over. That's kind of what we're going to do. So I really think, sorry, I was looking up the contracts here real quick, but I really think, I think you start over. I do. I think you truly just rip the Band-Aid off. Let the rookie coach take the rookie quarterback or a quarterback that he's familiar with, Minshew, and see if you can build something. I mean, seriously, you're starting from zero anyway because the team stinks. You got the number 4 pick for a reason. Now, the big question coming is, Jonathan Taylor. What are you going to do there? Because he's coming up to be a free agent. You got to pick up his option. So what are you going to do? Are you going to pick him up and keep him with the team? Are you going to try to dangle him? I really thought he was going to be part of the dangling package to get to number 1 to the Bears. I thought that they would really find him to be a nice trade option. I think that they could have really benefited out of getting him. So I guess we'll see what happens with that. But frankly, um, I don't know. I'm concerned. I'm concerned, and it's my team that I cheer for and that I love dearly. So I guess I can say that. It's not my team or who I don't run them or own them or anything like that. But I'm invested. I love them. My kids love them. My wife loves them. We love watching the games. It's every Sunday. It's who the Colts are playing, and the days around that. Right? You're in love with your football team. So for me, it is what are we going to do? I can't go through another year last year. That was awful. It was terrible. And we're so spoiled around here because we had Peyton and we had Luck. And you look at what we've done, and really not a lot's been done the last few years. They've not really, if they made the playoffs, they were, kind of beat handfully by Buffalo. And then they just haven't even been in the playoffs. It's been a long time since this team won the division. And Jacksonville's going to be pretty good. So, excuse me, it's very concerning to watch them because they're not spending money like they normally do. Or, I'm sorry, they normally don't spend money, so they're just staying status quo to that. They are kind of tiptoeing around what they're going to do with the draft pick. I think, I've thought this since the beginning, since Carolina moved up, or Charlotte moved up to that number one pick, I think they're going line or defensive end first round, and I think they're getting Hendon Hooker in the second round. I really do. Or they're going to move up to get him. If they come out of this draft without drafting a quarterback in those first two rounds, this city will burn this place to the ground. They will absolutely lose their mind because we've been told quarterback for the last 3 months. The new coach came up and said they pass to get the lead and then they run to win. And you can't do that with Nick Foles. He's got to be gone. Sam Ehlinger is fine. He's not an NFL caliber. So it's an interesting spot to be in for the Colts. So we'll keep an eye on it. But anyway, that's going to be it for us. Thanks for being here. Really appreciate all of you for stopping by. Hopefully you enjoyed a little bit of sports talk in the morning. It is, again, Thursday, March the 23rd. We're going to go get our day started. Looking at 7:30 now. We're in spring break week number 1. So this is kind of when I'll do the show here over the next week and a half before I get my day started. After spring break is over, then we'll probably back this up and go about 6:30 or so in the morning. Get a nice sports talk going before the day starts. So anyway, thanks for being here. Really appreciate you. Make sure you subscribe to the channel so you don't miss when we go live or any of our fun videos through the day. Take care, have fun, and let me know who your winners for Sweet 16 are tonight. We're going Kansas State, we're going Arkansas, we're going Tennessee, and we're going UCLA. Talk to you later.